I wonder if anyone will tune in today. Anyone will? It's just about 2 o'clock, I think. My, I look pretty today. Yes, I do. I look very pretty. It must be the lighting. It could be the hair, the glasses, the makeup. Could be this spiffy little bauble I'm wearing. I'm not sure what it is, but it's quite lovely, isn't it? Don't you think it's lovely? Should I begin the show? Oh, I see we have some viewers coming in. I see Mary and I see Kathleen. I see John. Shall we wait for a few more little guests to come in before we begin the show? I think we should wait just a moment, dearie, because you never know who might be stuck in traffic. The answer to that is nobody. Nobody is, because they're all trying to get on their little keyboards and their little phone devices and whatever their watches. Can you see me on a watch? Do you think you can see me on a watch? Maybe you can. And they're just getting on the devices because they just want to learn stuff. That's right, they do. Well, I just hope that more people tune in, because I have a fantastic show lined up today, and it's really quite amazing. Oh, hello there, Elizabeth. Thank you. You look gorgeous too, I imagine. Yes. Thank you for that little face that you did there, that little circle. That means a lot to me. Circles are my favorite shape. They are. We might learn some more about shapes later in the show, Elizabeth. We might. I don't know what we'll do. I make it up as we go along, don't you say? Well, I think we should just start the show, and on it goes!
If you're stuck inside and you need some fun, she's the grand dame of Cackleton.
Let's learn!
With Victoria Sautee.
Yes! Hello, dearies! It's me, Victoria Sautee, here for another lovely show. I can't wait to start. Well, we actually have started, haven't we? Today is Thursday, March 26th, and do you know what that is? Do you? Well, it's a national holiday. That's right, Rachel. It's a national holiday today. Today is National Make Your Own Holiday Day. No, I wouldn't make that up. No, you could Google that, and you'll find out that today, indeed, children, is National Make Your Own Holiday Day. Isn't that wonderful? I say we all make a holiday that doesn't involve presents or anything like that, but maybe it's a special day for you, and you'll figure out how you want to celebrate your day. For me, I've named my special day Lucky Day. Today is Lucky Day. That's my holiday. Why am I so lucky? Well, I'm lucky to be here with you, my loves, I am. I'm lucky to have this wig and these glasses, and I'm lucky to have this spangly backdrop right behind me. Isn't it just wonderful? I'm very lucky, but I'm lucky because of you. That's what makes me the person I am. I'd be nothing if it weren't for you, my dears. That's right. Today's show is sponsored by the letter M. That's right, Mary. It's sponsored by the letter M. Isn't that wonderful? What a lovely letter M is, isn't it? Did you know that M is the 13th letter of the alphabet? That's one thing to learn for sure. Do you know when I was a child, I was little, and I would learn my alphabets with the song that Mrs. Kennedy taught me. It went like this. She would sing A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P. Now, there was no M in that. It was L, M, N, O. So this little person thought, well, what's L, M, N, O? I thought that was a letter until I was much older. I was 23 or 24 when I realized it was L, M, N, O. But anyway, we're lucky that we have the M and that Mrs. Kennedy taught me wrong all those years back. Mrs. Kennedy, I wonder where you are now. I have a feeling I know where you are, actually. M is not only the 13th letter of the alphabet, but is also a very important character in the James Bond series. How many of you listen to James Bond? Probably none of you. But if you do, you would know that there's a very important character named after that letter, M. Here it is. This is Bernard Lee, and Bernard Lee was the very first person to play M. Isn't that wonderful? What a handsome gentleman he is. All these years later, M is now played by Dame Judi Dench. Truth be told, she wanted to be one of those Bond girls, yes, that dance around in the movie as the love interest. But no, Dame Judi Dench decided she would be M. She would be important. She would be powerful, just like me. Victoria Sautee. I think there's quite a resemblance between me and Judi Dench, isn't there? That's right, they're both lovely, and come to think of it, there's quite a resemblance between me and Bernard Lee. Ambiguous. All right, darlings, but the word of the day is not ambiguous. No, since it's M Day, it's lucky M Day, as I say. We have a new word for you. Today's word is melodramatic. That's right, today's word is melodramatic. 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 It's melodramatic day. Now, do you know what melodramatic means? Well, it's exactly what I just demonstrated, lovies. Melodramatic means something that's exaggerated, something that's larger than life. What could be something that's exaggerated and larger than life? Well, me. That's right. I am. I'm a little bit melodramatic sometimes. I'm certainly exaggerated, and I'm certainly feeling lucky today. That's right. Melodramatic. Use that when your mother, on your mother, maybe she's used it on you, you know. Maybe you've slammed your finger in a drawer and you start crying, and Mummy says, "Oh, you're just being melodramatic," when actually your finger really hurts. Or when Mummy says, "Clean up your room, or there's no supper for you," just turn to Mummy and say, "Mummy, I think you're being a little bit melodramatic." Melodramatic. Yes, that's a word of the day. Oh, I forgot to introduce you to my co-host today. Yes, I have a co-host, darling. I'd like to introduce you to my friend Kelly. Here she is. There's Kelly. Do you see her? She's quite small, Kelly. Kelly, look at the camera. That's right. There she is. Look, Kelly. Look right. Yeah, yes, that's my friend Kelly. Kelly and I go back a long way, you know. Kelly and I were in a summer theatre production of Man of La Mancha together. That's right. Kelly played Aldonza. She was very small for the role, but she had a big voice, and she was charming. Isn't she? She's just adorable. You know, before she played in Man of La Mancha, she played Aldonza, the role I wanted to play, but no, I was the housekeeper. But she played the role looking just like this. She was a perfect little doll of Aldonza, she was. She was a former Miss America contestant. She represented Long Island. Yes! Do we have anyone from Long Island out there? No, just Kelly here. Well, Kelly, I'm so glad you're with me today. You look lovely, you do. Take another close-up on Kelly there. Look at that. What's that she's got on her shirt there? Is it a vest, or is it some fringe, or a caterpillar of some sort? Kelly doesn't know what it is either. Well, Kelly, thank you for keeping me company today. Yes. Well, since it's M Day, we have a little math problem for you, because we need to learn stuff, don't we? So today's math lesson, it's a question for you. All right. Why did the 2 4s not want any dinner? Now, why did the 2 4s not want any dinner? Have you figured it out yet, darlings? I'll give it to you one more time, because one more time's always the best time, isn't it? Why did the 2 4s want to skip their dinner? They already ate. Because 2 4s make 8, lovey. It does. It really does, no matter how you slice it. The 2 4s make the 8, and that's today's math quiz. From Victoria in the randomly knowledgeable world that I have. Now, we're going to get right into things, and we're going to get crafty with Victoria. I know many of you are home painting loaves of bread right now, but I have something new for you to do. We're going to make our own maracas. That's the maraca music that I've created. Now, a maraca, for those of you who might not know what it is a musical instrument. That's right, and you shake it, it gives rhythm. Now, what we need to make this maraca, right there at home, we need to get into Mummy's duck drawer, and what we're going to do is find some things. They're very easy to find. What we have is 2 plastic spoons. Now, I happen to have 2 clear spoons, but they could be any color spoons that you might have in the drawer. And then we're going to need a bit of rice. That's right, I put a little bit of rice here. Now, you don't need a lot of rice to make noise. That's what they say. And then you're going to need to find 2 Easter eggs. Look, they look just like my rings, don't they? Those eggs. Well, you might have these in your Easter box, and it's time for Easter almost, so they should be readily available in Mummy's junk drawer. Then we're also going to need a little bit of masking tape. I have a bright orange one because that's all I could dig up right now, but it's going to do the trick. It really will. So we have our tape, and we have our eggs, and we have our spoons, and we have a little bit of rice. Oh, look at the little monkey on there. Isn't he adorable? He is. And then anything else you'd like to decorate your maraca. Now, this is what we're going to do. First, we're going to take, I'm going to do the pink one. I love the color pink. We're going to take our pink egg, and we're going to put some rice right inside there. Now, again, you don't need a lot of rice, dearie. You just need a little bit. A little bit goes a long way when it comes to rice. And then we're going to seal that right up there as best we can with our little hands. Isn't that cute? Look at it. You can already hear it. It's already working. You don't need to do anything else. But we're going to make it look like a real maraca. Now, real maracas were made from gourds, or they still are made from gourds, and a gourd is something that you have to grow, but if you don't have time for that, now we're not going to grow a gourd. We're going to raid Mummy's junk drawer. So then we're going to just put our masking tape right around the crack, because we don't want any of that rice to spill out and get all over Mommy's carpet, do we there? Now look at that. Now it's all sealed, and no, that rice ain't going nowhere. And then we're going to take our spoons, and we're going to put one on the left and one on the right. Or if you prefer, you could put one on the right and then one on the left. And now we're going to need our hands again, because we're going to take a little bit more of our tape. That's right. I'm going to take a nice long strip of orange tape there. Oh dear, I can't do it. I need another hand, I do. And then we're going to tape the spoons right around the egg, just like that there. Oh, that was pretty easy, wasn't it? Yes, it was. Maracas were made popular in the Caribbean and Latin music, that's right. They're played often during a religious ceremony, or even to heal something. My goodness, we need maracas now more than everyone. Do you know who loved playing the maracas? Mick Jagger, that's right, and Mick is an M name, and here's a picture of Mick Jagger playing his maracas. Oh my gosh, he was like 10 years old in that picture. Now he's about 210 years old. All right, and wait, we need a little more tape, because we want to tape the bottom of the spoons too. I'm not sure why, but we do. It's always better. It actually gives a little more color to your maraca. Do you see it? Do you see your maraca taking shape? Oh, do you feel the rhythm? Yes, I do. Now, wait, we could just leave it like that, and that would be just fine. We could maraca all day long with this, but what we want to do is jazz it up a bit, because that's what we do here at Let's Make Stuff. What we're going to do is I have some seals from a tag sale that went awry. I also have some stickers of monkeys. Monkeys begins with M. So I'm going to take a monkey sticker right now out of my book here, and I'm going to place that right on the maraca like that. Oh, monkey maracas, they're just the greatest. I have another one here that I made a little earlier, just before the show, so that I could demonstrate to you how much fun it is making music with maracas. Oh yes, let's learn stuff, darlings. Let's learn about maracas. We did. We're done with that, aren't we? Yes, we are, loves. Now, that's the end of our crafty bit. Now it's time to have my geography lesson. I know what you're saying. Oh, Victoria, I don't want a lesson. No, we have to have a lesson. We must learn stuff all the time. As random as it may be, we're going to learn what's in Mum's cubby. Let's do that first, shall we? Now, I went in Mum's cubby. And look what I found. It was right on the top shelf because she didn't want me to reach it. But I found some M&Ms! And what a perfect thing to find on M Day, isn't it? M&Ms, they're just lovely. You probably had them, haven't you? They're colourful button-shaped chocolates, and they come from Mars. Mars, you might say. Oh, Victoria, you're kidding me. No, it's true. Mars is the name of the company. I've just opened it. And you get a delightful waft chocolate from this tiny little bag. And you know what's really funny? They show a red M&M on top of the package, but they don't have red M&Ms anymore, do they? I think they cut those out back in the 70s. But you never know what you're going to look at. I got an M&M here, an orange one, of course, my favorite color. Miss Victoria's favorite color. I'm going to eat one. I'm going to tell you about them. You know, M&Ms come from Mars, and Mars is the name of a company in New Jersey. That's right, New Jersey these come from. And they were named after Forrest Mars and Bruce Murray. Now, Bruce Murray comes from the Hershey Chocolate Factory. And Mr. Mars and Mr. Murray got together, and Mars and Murray M&Ms, you can see where that came from, is quite obvious. But did you know that before we had these in our sticky little hands, they were developed for the military? Yes, that's right. Way back in the Spanish Civil War, a chocolatier decided to make chocolates with a little hard shell so that the soldiers could carry these in battle. That's right. They'd be streaming through the fields, not knowing what's next, not knowing what to do, but they'd get hungry and they'd reach into their little pockets and have a snack, and that would just give them a moment of joy. And I'm not making this up, you know. And then in the 1940s, that's when Mars picked up on it and said, wow, that Spanish Civil War was wonderful on account of those little candies. And so they made these same exact treats for the soldiers in World War II. Now, perhaps your great-grandpappy was in that war. And you could ask him and say, what did you have during there? They would say, some M&Ms. They're just delicious. Oh, yeah. Did you know that the M&M was the very first candy to make it into outer space? That's something to think about. There might be some M&Ms still floating up there in the heavens, and we think they're stars. No, they're little chocolate M&Ms floating up there, just waiting for a hungry astronaut or a Martian to reach out to and enjoy. I love my M&Ms. I love looking in Mummy's cupboard. That's all we've got there. Now I'm finally going to tell you about our geography lesson. I know you've been waiting for this, haven't you, lovies? You have. Today's geography lesson brings us to Maryland! What? What's wrong with Maryland? Well, I don't know. Quite frankly, I think almost everything, because how much do you know about Maryland? Is it real? Is it really a place to go? Well, I looked it up, and indeed it is. Well, here's a picture of Maryland right now. That's Maryland. Isn't that... What shape is that? I don't know. Is that how it goes? Is that how? No, it's... That's it? It seems like it should be like... that looks like Rhode Island with part of it missing. I don't know what shape it is. I gotta be in shapes, and I'm usually very good at this. But this is what Maryland looks like, and that's probably why we don't talk about it much, because the shape of the state is there is no word for it, darlings. No, there isn't. I wish they had one. But Maryland is one of the 13 original colonies. It's an original, it is, that's for sure. Its capital city is called Annapolis. And Annapolis a day keeps people out of Maryland. That's right. But you probably, here's a picture of Maryland, because you probably want to say, what's it look like in Maryland, Victoria? Let's learn me what that looks like. Here's what it is here. This is a picture of Maryland. What do you notice about Maryland? It could be any place. It really could. This could be Boston, or it could be London. It could be any place. I feel like I've been there, but I've never been to Maryland. I'm sorry, Maryland. I haven't been to you. Most people know Maryland from a very famous city called Baltimore. They all say, oh, good morning, Baltimore. Then we spray our hair, and everybody knows good morning, Baltimore from the hit movie Hairspray. And that's the only thing we know about Maryland. Although they do, we do know it's on the water. We know they have an bridge. They have a crazy bridge there, my friends. I've been on it. Yes, I have. I've passed through Maryland very quickly. But it took me 17 minutes or so on that bridge. Let me tell you, that bridge goes up, 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 up. And then it goes down over the water. And then it seemingly goes into the water, into a tunnel. And you're in that tunnel. And you're gasping for breath. And you say, oh, Mommy, drive the car faster. We've got to get out of this tunnel. And you arise from the water. And you're like, oh, I can breathe. I'm out of that Chesapeake Bay finally. And then as soon as you get to the top of the bridge, you plunge back down. It's sort of like Splash Mountain, if you ask me. That's the bridge. It's called the Chesapeake Bay Bridge. It's 17 miles long, and I urge you to stay away from it, darling. I really do. Do we have anyone from Maryland in the audience today? I don't know that we do. I don't know that we do. If we do, speak up. Speak up, Maryland. No. Maryland was named after Queen Mary from England, I believe, or something like that. Do you know what else? Maryland is known for crabs. That's right. Everybody there loves crabs. Now, they catch them and they cook them and they eat them in little cakes. That's right. Maryland is famous for having crab cakes. Let me be honest with you, dearies. They're not really cakes. They're not. It's a bunch of crab meat rolled around with some butter and scallions, maybe some mayonnaise, and egg might go in there, and then they throw it in breadcrumbs and they fry it up. And that's what they call a cake in Maryland. So the moral of the story, darling, is to stay away from Maryland at all costs. I'm teasing, of course I am. Now before we get on with the next part of the show, dears, I'm going to give you some homework. I am. I'm going to give you some homework, but you're going to like it. I'm going to ask you all that when the show's over today, to run off and pick up a pad and some crayons or some pastels and draw a picture of me, Victoria Sautee, and then send it in to us, and we'll post it on our pages and on our social media. I might even bring it on the show next week and show everybody what you've done. I love a good picture of me. Or you could draw it with pencils. You could scratch it on a chalkboard. You could bake a cake and decorate it in the shape of me, Victoria Sautee. If you're a barista, you could create a lovely foam and then swirl my picture in the cup. I don't care what you do, darling, but I want you to draw a picture of me. That's your homework. Let's learn stuff. Let's learn how to draw Victoria Sautee. And when you do, make sure she's got nice big hair and she's as thin as a stick. That's right, darling, as thin as a stick. Now, from our last show, our debut performance on Tuesday, everybody said, Victoria, we loved your story. We loved Fun with Dick and Jane. And so, with that knowledge, we're going to repeat another story from the Fun with Dick and Jane novel. It's not really a novel, darling. It's not novel at all. Look, there's Dick, there's Jane. And if you tuned in on Tuesday, you'll know how I feel about Jane. She's got an attitude, that Jane. Look at her. See her there? Do you see her in that tousled blonde hair and that little romper running just a little past her brother and those little matching socks? Who does she think she is, Jane? Well, she thinks she's the star of the show. Today's story is called Where is Sally? Now, what you must know is, besides Dick and Jane, they have a little sister named Sally. They've got a mother and a father, and I don't know what else they have, but we'll find out in the show, won't we? So here's our story. It's called Where is Sally? So what you see in the picture there, you see, well, there's Dick, and he's got a little, what does he have? He has a little toy plane there, and he's pointing off to the door, and there's a bush back there, and there's Jane. Look at her. And it starts like this. Jane said, "Oh, Dick, I cannot find Sally. Where is Sally? Help me, Dick. Help me find Sally." I think she's being a little bit melodramatic, don't you? Yes, I do. Well, anyway, now look, she's asked that question, right? She's asked it. You just heard me read it. And there's this innocent little Dick, they're pointing at the door. It's like, she's in there. She's in there. But he doesn't say it quite like that. Dick said, "Look in the house. You will find Sally in the house." Not melodramatic at all. He's being a perfect gentleman. Yes, he is. But not Jane. Oh, here's our next picture. Look at that. They've got a chair. "Look, Jane," said Dick. "Here is something funny. Can you guess what it is?" Well, it might be that the chair's quite small, don't you think? I think the chair's quite small. Have a look at that chair. And there's something on the chair that I'm not really sure what it is. It looks like it could be some saltines that someone was messy eating, or some popcorn maybe, or I don't know what it is. It could be, it could be talcum powder. I don't know what that that substance is, but it's on the chair. Let's see what happens. So he said something is funny. I think something's funny too. What's that chair? Why is there that substance on it? Oh, yes, said Jane. I can guess. I can guess what it is. This will help us find Sally. All right. Let's see what happens. It's a short story. Look at that. They're in the bedroom. I don't know if you can see it, but there's something under the bed, and there's more of those potato chips or whatever they are. And it's as Dick said, look here, Jane. Look and see what I see. I see, said Jane. I see what you see, and I can guess where Sally is. Now I can find Sally. What a rough day it's been for Jane. What about for Sally? Let's find out. Look at that. Oh, Sally, said Dick, here you are. Now I see you. I see Puff, too. My, Puff looks funny. Let's examine this picture for a moment, shall we? Now, there's Dick raising the bed sheets, and where's Jane? And there's dear little Sally. Look at her there. She looks frightened. And there's Puff, the cute little kitty. And next to Puff is, I don't know what that is. Is it, again, it could be Johnson & Johnson's baby powder. It could be some dandruff shampoo. It's some white substance that comes out of a tube. It could be Head and Shoulders. I'm not sure, but it looks like the cat's gotten into it. Sally said, Puff looks pretty. Puff is not yellow now. Oh, it's paint. She painted that cat. I don't think you're supposed to do that. I wouldn't do that if I were you. See, pretty Puff. No, it's not pretty at all, Sally. Do you know, I think I've got this story all wrong. I think it's Sally that I'm not happy with. I think Jane's the right person in this one. That's right. Well, that's our story for today. Fun with Dick and Jane. It was never meant to be read out loud, at least not by me. Now, this brings us to the close of our show. Now, don't cry, don't be upset. Everything good must come to an end. Remember, it's not how long a show is, it's how good the content is. And I know you enjoyed yourselves. I enjoyed myself on my lucky day. Celebrate your own holiday. Now, be good, be kind to each other. Stay inside, wash your hands. And then I'm going to see you again on next Tuesday and Thursday. I have something really good cooked up for you on Tuesday on Facebook Live at 2 o'clock. And don't forget, if you like the show, pop on over to pantachino.com/donate and help me stay in my diamonds and give content to you while we're inside, and wait till it's all over and I have some lovely shows for you live and in person. All right, goodbye, loves. Let's learn stuff.
If you're stuck inside and you need some fun, she's the grand dame of Cagneyton.
Let's learn stuff.
With Victoria Sautee.
Goodbye.